Let's see now how we can draw parallel lines in relation to another one at a certain distance. In this case, this segment D, which is from point A to point B. Remember that two parallel lines are those whose points on one of them is always the same distance to the other line. If we look at this figure, we see that point A on straight line R and point C on the same line is the same distance to line S. And remember that distances are always measured following a perpendicular line or a perpendicular direction. Our first step in this exercise would be to choose one point. The one we like most. So, for example, this one. Okay, this one, we set a name on it, point P, and from this point we're going to draw a perpendicular line in relation to line R. Remember that perpendicular lines must always be drawn using a set square. This line, which we name as a lowercase letter, for example, T. Now, the next step would be to take the distance of the segment AB we have from point P. Remember also that distances have to be always moved using a compass. This distance from A to B, okay, we will set the tip of the compass on point P and we will draw this point on this side and this point on this other side. These points will be point Q and Q prima. Now we have to repeat this same method, these same steps with another point because we need 2 points to establish a line. This is one of the methods, okay? We're going to follow it. Now we will draw another line, also perpendicular. Okay, first of all we select one point, for example this one, point M, and we draw another line perpendicular to line R, which is this one, line W. Now we repeat the same steps as before. We take length from A to B, which I already have here, and find 2 points N and N prima. Now, if we draw a straight line that goes through point Q and point N, we will have the first of our solutions. I'm going to use a ruler because it's always easier. Much better. This will be our first solution, and this is the other solution of a straight line that is parallel to line R and at this distance, which will be this one. We name them as S and S', and this exercise will be finished.